Many things can happen in life that can cause personal financial strain. It can be brought on by poor decisions, loss of income, or just some major bad luck. Here are some tips for people in debt and looking at bankruptcy as a way out. You must seriously consider if bankruptcy is the right choice for you. If you do not owe too much in credit card debt and medical bills, you might be able to handle the debts yourself with credit counselors, debt consolidation, and payment arrangements. Bankruptcy can be a serious financial choice, so make sure you consider all your other options carefully. On the other hand, if there simply isn't a way to repay your debt, don't put off bankruptcy forever. You might be better off filing early rather than juggling your debt for years. If you aren't sure what to do, search for a nonprofit agency that helps consumers navigate bankruptcy. These experts can advise you about the best time to file and can share information about what to expect. Many of these agencies provide classes or workshops about managing credit as well. Do not feel embarrassed or guilty about filing for bankruptcy. Many people fear that they will be treated as second-class citizens after they declare themselves bankrupt. However, this is not the case. The option to declare yourself bankrupt was developed by the government to enable assistance to be given to people who find themselves overwhelmed with debt and in need of a fresh start. Remember that certain kinds of debt won't be discharged even after you have filed for bankruptcy. If you have outstanding student loans, owe child or spousal support, a divorce settlement agreement, or unpaid taxes, you will still be liable for these debts. Also, if you forget to list certain debts on your court documents, you may not be able to add them in the future. Before picking a bankruptcy lawyer, speak with more than one, since most offer a consultation for free. Never settle for speaking with a paralegal or an assistant. They are not trained, nor allowed, to pass on legal advice. Hiring a lawyer could help you become comfortable with the legal things that you will encounter. Meet with many different attorneys before making any decision on one. To do this, you must start looking well in advance of when you need to file. If you wait until the last minute, you will not have the time to find an attorney that will give you good advice, and one that is easy to work with. If you are planning to file for bankruptcy, be certain not to transfer any of your belongings or valuables to another person. This includes taking your name off of joint bank accounts or other financial assets. The court will be looking for anything of value in order to repay creditors, and you will be asked under oath whether you have left anything out. If you do not tell the truth, you may be charged with perjury, and that could possibly cost you a whole lot more. Do not assume that declaring bankruptcy will leave you homeless or without transportation. Depending on how your bankruptcy is set up, you may be able to stay in your home or keep your automobile, so long as you continue to make payments on your car loan or your mortgage. A great way to reestablish your credit after you have filed for bankruptcy is to get a low-balance credit card. This way, you can make small purchases and be able to pay it off each month, making you look more responsible and raising your credit score. But just make sure that you can pay off the amount every month. Bankruptcy can get expensive, especially since you are considering it and because you practically have no money. There are attorney fees, filing fees, and other fees to consider. When interviewing prospective bankruptcy attorneys, try to find one who is willing to set up a payment schedule for his fees. There are some who will do this. Some will require some sort of collateral to guarantee payment. Before you agree to this, be sure the terms are clear and how repayment will be made so that you don't risk losing something valuable. Before meeting with an attorney about your personal bankruptcy, get your paperwork in order and have it available. The attorney will need to see all of this documentation to help you move forward. Don't be selective in what you bring. Every document you have that shows finances, assets, debts, and credit will need to be considered. Don't let bill collectors convince you that you are ineligible for bankruptcy. Debt collectors do not want you to file bankruptcy under any circumstances because it means that they will not get the money you owe them. So they will always tell you that you do not qualify when given the chance. The only way to truly know if you qualify is to do some research or speak with a bankruptcy attorney. Decide whether you want to file for Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 bankruptcy. As an individual, you may do either one. Find out as much as you can about each type of bankruptcy so you are able to make a choice that you can live with in the future. Think carefully before filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy. While Chapter 7 bankruptcy will effectively get rid of all your debts, allowing you to start afresh, It will also be on your credit report for 10 years. This will greatly reduce your chances of getting any type of credit in the future. Consult with a bankruptcy attorney. He or she may be able to suggest a different form of debt relief that won't have such a damaging effect on your credit. Keep your head up. Getting depressed about the situation you are in will not help. Many times, bankruptcy seems like it is going to be bad, but often, it is the best thing you can do at the time. You will have a fresh start and a better financial future if you learn from your mistakes. Do not neglect your health. During the bankruptcy process, it can often feel like you are losing everything, and many people see no reason to continue looking after their body and mind. While it is true that, during the process, you might lose your home, your car, and the family jewels, you need to remember that neither your creditors nor a bankruptcy judge can take away your health. A good personal bankruptcy tip is to be well versed in all of the rules when it comes to filing for bankruptcy. The last thing you would want is to be penalized or taxed by the IRS. They do indeed tax some of the debt that you've managed to get rid of. When you plan on filing for bankruptcy, you want to protect any assets you can legally protect. During the process, your creditors are likely to liquidate assets of yours whenever possible to fulfill your financial obligations to them. Some assets are untouchable though, so make sure you take the proper steps to protect them. Your retirement account and your home are both untouchable when it comes to liquidation. Again, be completely honest when filing your bankruptcy schedules. You must disclose absolutely all of your debts and personal property, including tax refunds, child support, Social Security, and other less obvious assets and claims. Hiding your assets or claims is a federal crime, which can be punishable by loss of your claim or a prison sentence. Now you should be aware that there is plenty of available help when thinking about filing for bankruptcy. If you go into the process armed with knowledge and confidence, you can wipe away your debt and give yourself a fresh start.